You're staring at a pile of rubble, no weapons, no knives, nothing that looks useful. And then you realize every piece of metal, every wooden stick, every broken handle is a weapon waiting to be built. Welcome to the practical side of the apocalypse, where knowing how to tie a knot can be worth more than knowing how to shoot. The building around you is crumbling. There's rust on the walls, broken glass on the floor, and the penetrating smell of mold. But your eyes are trained now. That pipe, perfect staff. That iron bar, base for a spear. That roll of wire, literally gold. You don't need a military supply store. You need working hands and a switched-on brain. Here's a complete, step-by-step guide to turning trash into an arsenal. If you're finding this useful, a like and subscription help a lot. Because the more people who know how to build these things, the more people survive, and group survival is better than armed solitude. Build 1. Basic survival. Spear materials needed. 1 straight wooden stick or metal pipe, 5 to 6.5 feet. A knife, sharp metal fragment, or large nail-resistant wire or metal clamps, reinforced adhesive tape or duct tape optional. Epoxy glue or tree sap. Step 1. Choose the shaft. Look for tool handles, broom handles, mops, pickaxes, any dry, straight wood works. Test by bending slightly. If it cracks easily, discard it. You need resistance. If you find an aluminum pipe or thick PVC, even better. Metal takes more impact. Hold the stick in the middle. Should balance comfortably. If it leans too much to one side, cut or adjust. Until balanced, swing it in the air. Can you hold it for 30 seconds without getting tired? No. It's too heavy. Step 2. Prepare the point. If it's wood, take a knife or sharp stone and start scraping the point at an angle. Imagine a giant pencil. Keep removing layers until forming a point of approximately 6 inches. The ideal angle is about 30 degrees. Don't make it too thin or it'll break on first impact. Now hardening. Light a small fire or use a lighter. Pass the point over the flame, rotating constantly. The wood will darken, turning brown and then almost black. This carbonizes the fibers, making them much harder. Don't let it catch fire. Just dry and harden. Takes about 5 minutes. Step 3. Add metal point. Got an old knife. Perfect. Position the blade at the tip of the stick, aligned with the axis. Take the resistant wire. Start wrapping tight, beginning at the blade base. Give at least 15 turns, crossing the wire and X for greater security. Each turn should be tense. Your hands will hurt. Continue. After the wire is firm, take the adhesive tape. Wrap layer over layer, covering all the wire and extending about 4 inches below the blade base. Use at least 3 feet of tape. Don't economize here. This fixation is what keeps you alive. Don't have a knife. Use long nails. 3 or 4 6-inch nails can be tied together at the tip, creating a fork effect, or sharpen a piece of metal using rough concrete as improvised sandpaper. Any sharp edge works. Step 4. Destructive testing. Hold the spear and push the point against a tree or wall with full force. Twist. Pull. If something moves, comes loose, or makes a strange sound, undo and start over. There's no room for error here. A weapon that fails is worse than no weapon. Hit the side of the spear against a hard surface. Does it hold up? Are the connections firm? The shaft doesn't crack. Good. Now you have reach. 6 feet of distance between you and any threat. Step 5. Final refinement. Sand the shaft to remove splinters. Nothing worse than hand wounds from your own weapon. Wrap the grip area with rope or cloth for better adhesion. Test the weight again. Still balanced? Practice basic thrusts. Arms extended. Point always aiming forward. Quick retreat after each strike. Maintain distance. Always. Build 2. Reinforced combat staff. Materials needed. Wooden or metal handle. 3 to 4 feet nails, screws, or metal fragments. Hammer or heavy stone rope or leather for grip optional. Hammer head or heavy metal piece. Step 1. Staff base. Look for thick handles. Axe handle is ideal. Already has the right weight and density. Sledgehammer handle, even better. If you have to improvise, choose wood at least 1.5 inches in diameter. Less than that breaks easily. Metal also works. 1/2-inch iron pipes, solid bars. Test the weight by swinging. Can you deliver 3 quick strikes without losing control? Yes, it works. Step 2. Add weight and damage. Take 4-inch nails at the tip that'll be used for attacking. Hammer 4 to 6 nails through the wood. Leave about 1 inch sticking out the other side. Now bend those points back into the wood using the hammer. This prevents them from coming out. The nails don't pierce well, but cause devastating crushing damage. Each impact concentrates force at those metal points. Bones don't like that. Alternative, if you have access to long screws, screw them forming a circular pattern at the tip. 6 screws in a circle. The screw heads add weight, the points add damage. Got a loose hammer head? Perfect. Drill a hole in the top of the staff, fit the head, and fix with nails driven through. Now you have an improvised war hammer. Step 3. Hand protection. Take rope at least a 1/4 inch thick. Starting 8 inches from the base, wrap tight going up for 6 inches. Each turn stuck to the previous one. This creates a grip that doesn't slip when your hands sweat. Don't have rope? Use strips of resistant fabric. Old jeans work. Wrap and tie well, or use adhesive taping. Multiple layers. Step 4. Basic training. Practice 3 movements: diagonal from top to bottom, horizontal sweeping, and direct thrust. Practice slowly first, then with speed. Hit a tree. Feel the impact. Do your hands absorb the shock? Does the grip hold firm? Adjust as necessary. Targets for strikes: knees, forearms, ribs, collarbone. You want to break fighting capacity, not put on a show. A broken knee stops any chase. Simple as that. Build 3. Improvised blade knife. Materials needed: flat metal piece, can be from car, appliance. Structure: rough stone or concrete for sharpening cloth. Rope or tape for handle optional. Metal file. Step 1. Find adequate metal. Look in abandoned cars. Flat metal supports, body parts, internal pieces. You need something between 6 to 10 inches long, 1 to 2 inches wide, and at least 2 millimeters thick. Too thin bends. Too thick is hard to sharpen. Old refrigerators have excellent metal pieces, washing machines too. Look for pieces already in elongated shape. Less work for you. Step 2. Form the blade if the metal has rough edges. Use a stone to smooth them. You're going to hold this, so no cutting edges on the sides. Focus on one edge only. That'll be your blade. Start scraping that edge against rough concrete, bricks, or a stone. Always at the same angle, approximately 20 degrees. Scrape, scrape, scrape. This takes time. Half an hour, maybe an hour. Continue until forming a visibly sharp edge. Test by scraping against a piece of wood. Does it leave deep marks? It's working. Keep sharpening until moderate pressure cuts wood fibers easily. Step 3. Create the point. The tip needs to be pointed for thrust. Scrape both sides of the tip, forming a triangle. Doesn't need to be perfect. Needs to pierce. Test against soft wood. Does the point enter with reasonable pressure? Good. Step 4. Improvise handle. The back of the blade needs a handle so it doesn't cut your hands. Take resistant fabric. Cut strips 1 inch wide. Start wrapping tight around the metal base, creating layers. Use at least 4 inches of handle. Tie the ends with thin wire or resistant thread. Then wrap adhesive tape over everything. You want a handle that doesn't rotate in your hand when wet. Alternative, if you have thin rope, wrap in tight spiral. Much more comfortable and secure. Fix the ends with multiple knots. Step 5. Resistance test. Stab thick wood multiple times. Does the blade bend? Does the handle come loose? You need to know these things now, not during a real confrontation. If something fails, reinforce before depending on this tool. An improvised knife will never be as good as a factory-made one, but in competent hands, it's absolutely lethal. And in the apocalypse, lethal enough is all you need. Build 4. Club with added weight. Materials needed: baseball bat, thick handle, or resistant tree branch, long nails or screws, heavy stone, or concrete piece, resistant wire, adhesive tape, or rope. Step 1. Club base: fine dense wood at least 2 feet long. A baseball bat is perfect, oak or hardwood. Branches also work. Should be thicker at one end naturally, or you can carve that shape. Remove bark if it's a natural branch. Let it dry if wet. Wet wood is heavy and can crack when drying. Step 2. Add destructive weight at the thicker end. Hammer nails through in multiple directions. Create a star pattern: 6 to 8 nails. Leave 1 inch of each nail sticking out. Bend the points slightly inward. This prevents them from being pulled out. If you have access to a tennis ball-sized stone, tie it to the top using wire. Wrap the stone completely with multiple wire turns, then attach to the stick. Reinforce with industrial adhesive tape. Heavier alternative: fill a resistant fabric bag with broken concrete or small stones. Tie to the top of the stick. Let it dry if using wet concrete. Now you have a club that can crush skulls. Step 3. Non-slip grip. The base where you hold needs traction. Wrap rope forming tight spirals for 6 inches, or use tire rubber pieces cut into strips and tied. Test holding with wet hands. Does it slip? Add more material. A weapon that flies from your hand is a weapon for your enemy. Step 4. Balancing and testing. Hold the club and swing. It should lean naturally toward the heavy end. but you need to be able to control the movement if it's too heavy. Remove some nails or reduce additional weight. Practice strikes, diagonal from above, horizontal sweeping. The club should follow a natural arc. If you're fighting the weight, it's wrong. Adjust, hit trees. Feel the impact vibrating in your arms. Does the wood hold up? Do the fixations stay firm? Keep testing until you have absolute certainty. Build 5. Improvised defense shield materials needed. Metal trash can lid, thick wooden board, or cabinet door handles made from belt, rope, or fabric strips, nails or screws for fixation optional. Cushion or fabric layers for padding. Step 1. Choose the base. Metal trash can lids are ideal. Light, resistant, easy to maneuver. Plywood boards to by 3 feet also work. Metal cabinet doors. Any flat, resistant surface. Avoid glass or thin plastic. Needs to withstand direct impact without shattering or bending excessively. Step 2. Create the handle system. You need the handles, one for the forearm, another for the hand. Take an old belt. Cut into 2 parts. On the back of the shield, fix a horizontal handle at forearm height. Use screws going through the handle and shield material, multiple fixation points, at least for screws. The second handle goes perpendicular, where your hand grips. Same technique, absolute firmness. Test by inserting your arm. Comfortable, secure. Can you move quickly without the shield swinging loose? Adjust handle size as necessary. Step 3. Structural reinforcements. If it's wood, add a cross board on the back to prevent cracks. Nail or screw well. If it's metal, check sharp edges and bend or cover with tape. Add layers of thick fabric or foam on the inside where your arm stays. This absorbs impact and prevents bruises after repeated blocks. Step 4. Basic usage technique. Hold the shield close to your body, forearm parallel to the ground. Keep it between you and the threat. Use to block strikes, push aggressors, create distance. Practice movements. Block high, block low. Push forward. The shield isn't just defense, it's a distance control tool. Combined with a spear or staff in the other hand, you have defense and attack. That's the combination that keeps you alive. If you're still watching, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. This could literally save your life someday, and that's worth a click, right? Build 6. Can noise trap system. Materials needed. 10 to 15 empty metal cans, resistant rope or wire at least 65 feet. Small stones or screws, hooks or nails for fixing. Step 1. Prepare the cans. Wash preserve cans. Soda cans or any hollow metal. Remove labels. Make to opposite holes at the top of the can using a nail and hammer. Holes need to be aligned to. Pass the rope through. Place 3 to 5 small stones or screws inside each can. This increases noise when they rattle. Test by shaking. Is the sound loud and distinct? Perfect. Step 2. Mount the alert cord. Take your rope or wire. Measure the perimeter you want to protect. Add 30% more for slack and knots. Start passing the rope through the holes of the first can. Tie a knot to fix. Leave about 16 inches of rope and add the next can. Continue until you have all cans evenly spaced. You want the cans to hang about 8 inches above the ground. Ankle height. Too low, small animals trigger it. Too high, people can pass underneath. Step 3. Perimeter installation. Identify fixation points. Trees, posts, heavy furniture. Tie one end of the rope at a fixed point, about 16 inches from the ground. Stretch the rope around the perimeter, maintaining moderate tension. Cans should hang freely. Fix at multiple points to maintain consistent height. Use nails in walls or trees or tie at natural points. The rope needs to be tight enough not to fall, but not so tight it breaks easily. Step 4. Functional test. Walk deliberately through the perimeter. Do the cans make loud noise? Can you hear from where you'll sleep? No? Add more cans or stones inside existing ones. The sound needs to be unmistakable. Test at different points of the perimeter. Any silent areas? Adjust can position. You want total coverage. Step 5. Create safe pots. Mentally mark where the safe openings are. Points where you can enter and exit without triggering the system. Only you know where they are. Memorize. In the dark, you need to enter without making noise. Alternative, create a section that can be easily disconnected. A simple hook you lift to enter, then reconnect. Build 7. Bell and wire trap. Materials needed. 3 to 5 bells. Bicycle, decorative. Rattles, thin but resistant wire. Fishing line or thin rope. Small weight stone. Metal nut. Step 1. Prepare the bells if you have bicycle bells. Remove them from mounts if you have decorative bells. Use as is. Need something that rings loud with light movement. Test each bell. Shake it. Does the sound carry? Is it loud enough? If not, add a small object inside to make more noise. Step 2. Line trigger system stretch wire or fishing line across an entrance. Knee height, about 20 inches from the ground. Fix one end firmly to a tree or wall. The other end connects to the bell. The bell should be suspended so any tension on the line makes it swing. Tie the bell at a height where it can move freely. When someone trips on the line, the bell rings immediately. Step 3. Swinging weight version. Take a larger bell. Tie it to a rope suspended from a branch or ceiling. Add a small weight below the bell. When the trigger line is activated, it pulls the weight, which swings and makes the bell ring repeatedly. This system keeps making noise for several seconds, not just a single ring. Much more effective for waking you. Step 4. Strategic installation. Place bell systems at main entry points, doors, windows, narrow passages. These are locations invaders will likely use, combined with CAN systems. On outer perimeter for layered defense. Step 5. Maintenance and verification. Every night before sleeping, test each trigger delicately. Did wind knock down any line? Did rain loosen knots? Check and adjust. A system that doesn't work is worse than no system because it gives false sense of security. Build. 8. Broken glass. Field materials needed. Glass bottles, heavy stone, or hammer area to be protected. Visible marking sign. Step 1. Glass collection. Find empty glass bottles. The thicker the glass, the better. Beer bottles are ideal. You need at least 10 to 15 bottles. Step 2. Strategic breaking. Place bottles in a thick cloth bag. This contains the fragments. Use a heavy stone to break. You want pieces 1 to 2 inches, not glass. Powder. Fragments that pierce but are visible. Step 3. Perimeter distribution. Around your camp, create a strip 1 to 2 feet wide covered with glass shards. Do not hide them. Leave completely visible. The objective isn't just to injure, but to intimidate. Spread the shards close to each other. Impossible to step without hitting several pieces. Each step results in potential cuts. Step 4. Visual markers. Place colored stones or obvious markers at the edges of the glass field. Even you can forget during the night. Visual markers prevent you from hurting yourself. Create safe paths, but not obvious ones. Small trails only you know. Memorize exactly where to step. Step 5. Psychological effect. The sight of broken glass has immediate effect on the brain. Danger, pain, potential disease. Most people will reconsider before crossing, and those who try will make noise when stepping, alerting you. In the apocalypse, infections kill. Cuts on feet in the middle of dirty glass. Recipe for sepsis. Most people understand this instinctively and avoid. Build 9. Hidden stake trap. Materials needed. Sharpened branches or long nails 6 to 8 inches. Small shovel or digging tool. Leaves, thin branches, or light cloth for cover. Discrete markers for you to remember locations. Warning: this is a dangerous trap that can cause serious injuries. Use only in extreme survival situations and always mark all locations to avoid hurting yourself. Step 1. Prepare the stakes. Cut hardwood branches 6 to 8 inches. Sharpen one end into a point using knife or rough stone. The sharper, the more effective. You need 15 to 30 stakes depending on perimeter. If you have long nails available, even better. 6-inch nails are perfect. Don't need sharpening. Step 2. Identify strategic locations. You want to place stakes on natural approach routes. Pots between trees, areas without dense vegetation. Places where someone would naturally step when approaching your camp. Never place on your own emergency exit paths. You need to be able to flee quickly without looking down. Step 3. Stake installation. Dig shallow holes 4 to 6 inches deep, diameter of about 3 inches. Place a stake in the center. Point upward. The top of the stake should be about 2 inches below ground level. Fill around with loose dirt, leaving the stake firmly planted. Test by pushing. It should stay absolutely immobile. Step 4. Light camouflage. Cover each hole with dry leaves, thin branches, or light cloth. The idea isn't to create a perfect invisible trap. It has to create something that looks like normal ground when someone is walking fast or in the dark. During the day, these traps are relatively visible if you look. At night, invisible. And most attacks happen at night. Step 5. Personal marking system. Use small stones, sticks in specific pattern, or marks on nearby trees. Something only you recognize as warning. You need to know exactly where each stake is. Draw a mental map. Memorize. Review every day. Because if you forget and step on your own trap, you just condemn yourself. Step 6. Safety zone. Never place stakes less than 10 feet from your rest location. You want a safety buffer. And always keep a completely clear path you can use for emergency evacuation. This trap is brutal but effective. A person running in the dark who steps on this stops instantly. The scream alerts you. and the injury prevents pursuit. But remember, children, animals, or innocent people can also trigger it. Use only when absolutely necessary. Build 10. Dry branch alarm system materials needed. Dry. Brittle branches area around perimeter. 0 additional tools. Step 1. Appropriate branch collection. Look for dry branches that snap loud when broken. Thin branches, ½ inch to 1 inch thick. Test by breaking. Is the sound loud and distinct? Perfect. Avoid green or flexible branches. They bend without breaking. You want that loud crack sound. Step 2. Strategic distribution. Around your sleep perimeter, spread branches covering the ground. Create a layer 1 to 2 feet wide. Doesn't need to be thick. A single layer of branches is enough. Concentrate on natural approach routes. Leave some spaces purposely so you know exactly where to step. Step 3. Placement pattern. Place branches randomly, crossing over each other. This ensures practically any step will break at least one branch. Avoid obvious patterns that look like a trap. Should look natural, as if naturally fallen branches were there, but in the right quantity to guarantee noise. Step 4. Acoustic test. Walk through the area. Can you hear from where you'll sleep? Does the sound carry? In a silent night environment, breaking branches sound like shots. Your sleeping brain will recognize as threat and wake you instantly. Step 5. Advantages of this system. 0 special materials needed. Quick to install. Can be reconfigured daily. Animals also trigger it, alerting about wildlife approach, and it's completely innocent if discovered. If someone sees, it just looks like naturally fallen branches. No obvious malicious intent, but works perfectly as alert system. Build 11. Swinging weight trap materials needed. Large stone or heavy objects 7 to 11 pounds. Resistant rope at least 10 feet. Tree branch or suspended structure. Ground line trigger. Step 1. Prepare the weight. Find a solid stone or heavy object. Need some way to tie rope. If the stone is smooth, wrap it completely with rope creating a net, then tie firmly. Test by lifting. Can you lift it? Yes, but is it heavy enough to be intimidating? Perfect. Something between 7 and 11 pounds is ideal. Step 2. Suspended installation. Find a strong branch about 8 feet high. Throw the rope over it. Tie the weight on one end. Pull the weight until it's suspended about 6.5 feet from the ground. Tie the other end of the rope to a tree or stake, but keep the weight pulled back, creating tension, like a pendulum ready to swing. Step 3. Trigger system. Stretch a thin fishing line or rope at ground level, crossing the path. One end fixed, the other connected to the weight release system. When someone trips, the line pulls, releasing the weight that swings violently in pendulum arc across the path. Step 4. Trajectory test. Release the weight multiple times. Calculate exactly where it swings. Adjust height and angle until the arc covers the area you want. To protect, the weight should swing at chest or head height. A direct impact knocks down. Even a partial impact unbalances and scares, causing noise that alerts you. Step 5. Personal safety. Visibly mark where the trigger line is. You need to be able to easily deactivate during the day. And never, ever test by walking through when the system is armed. This trap isn't subtle. It's dramatic and noisy when triggered, perfect for waking you from deep sleep. Before we continue with the final builds, make sure you've subscribed and liked this video. Share it with anyone you'd want to survive alongside you. Build 12. Armed walking staff materials needed. Solid wooden staff or walking stick. 4 to 5 feet small blade, knife point, or sharp metal hollow compartment. Optional rope for grip. Step 1. Choose base staff. Look for strong, straight wood. The staff should reach approximately your shoulder height when resting on the ground. Oak, ash, or any dense wood. Test flexibility. Should bend slightly under pressure but not break. Step 2. Hidden weapon at tip. Remove about 2 inches from the upper tip of the staff. Dig a small hole in the top, about 1 inch deep. Insert a small blade or sharp metal point inside this hole, leaving only ½ an inch visible. Fix with strong glue or resin. The blade stays discreetly hidden, but ready for use as thrusting weapon in emergency. Step 3. Quick transformation in normal use. Looks just like a walking staff. Nothing threatening, but when necessary, you wield it by the base and use the tip as a short spear. Conversion is instant. Step 4. Storage compartment. If the staff is thick enough, carve a hollow compartment along 6 inches of the base. Use a drill or heated knife. This space can store small items, matches, fish hooks, fishing line, piece of saw. Cap the hole with a wood piece that fits perfectly. Invisible when inserted. Step 5. Functional grip. Wrap rope around the grip area. This improves adhesion and visually marks where to hold for optimal balance. Test walking with it. Comfortable for long distances. Should be, because you'll carry this all day. An armed walking staff is perfect because it doesn't look like a weapon. Just a useful tool. But in your hands, it's immediate defense always available. Build 13. Improvised chain whip materials needed. Resistant metal chain, to 3 feet. Wooden or metal handle for grip, additional weight at tip optional. Thick gloves for protection. Step 1. Chain selection. Look for bicycle chains, industrial chains, or light truck chains. You want something with links 1/2 inch to 1 inch, resistant but not excessively heavy. Test by swinging, controllable. Should be. Step 2. Handle fixation. Weld, screw, or firmly tie one end of the chain to a short handle 8 to 12 inches. This handle is your grip. Needs to be absolutely firm. If the chain comes loose during use, you lose the weapon and possibly hurt yourself. Wrap the handle with rope or cloth for better grip and protection against impact vibration. Step 3. Weight at tip at the free end of the chain. Add weight. A heavy padlock works perfectly. Or tie a golf ball-sized stone. This weight drastically increases impact and makes trajectory more predictable. Without weight, the chain just whips, causing superficial pain. With weight, causes serious blunt trauma. Step 4. Usage technique. Hold by the handle. Let the chain hang. Practice circular movements, creating momentum. Then release and horizontal strike. The chain flies an arc. The weight concentrates impact. Variable reach is the advantage. You can attack from different distances depending on how much chain length you allow in the swing. Step 5. Safety warning. Chains are extremely dangerous, including to the user. Practice extensively before trusting this weapon. Improper use can result in the chain wrapping around yourself or hitting your own head on return. Always use gloves. Fast-moving metal chain can cut bare hands easily. This is an advanced weapon. Not recommended for beginners, but in trained hands, devastating and with superior reach to most improvised weapons. Build 14. Improvised AXE materials needed. Heavy, flat metal piece, resistant wooden handle, resistant wire or ropes, wooden wedge optional, epoxy glue or resin. Step 1. Blade creation. Find heavy metal, old machinery pieces, thick steel plate piece, or even a very hard flat stone. Needs to have one side that can be sharpened and enough weight for cutting impact. If it's metal, sharpen one side using rough concrete or stone. Create a wedge edge approximately 30 degrees. Doesn't need to be razor. Axes work by weight and wedge, not extreme sharpness. Step 2. Prepare the handle. Choose strong wood to 3 feet long, about 1.5 inches in diameter. Dig or cut a slit in the upper tip, about 2 inches deep. This slit will receive the blade. Step 3. Blade fixation. Insert the metal blade into the handle slit. Should fit tight. If there's slack, wrap the blade base with cloth or leather strips before inserting. Once inside, hammer a wooden wedge through the slit, perpendicular to the blade. This wedge expands the handle wood, locking the blade in place. Step 4. Additional reinforcement. Wrap resistant wire around the top of the handle, below the blade, multiple tight turns. This prevents the handle from cracking with repeated impacts. If you have epoxy glue or resin, apply generously around the entire junction. Let cure for 24 hours before using. Step 5. Resistance test. Hit soft wood, then harder wood. Gradually increase force. You're testing if the blade stays firm and if the handle withstands stress. If something comes loose, undo and reinforce. A poorly made axe that disintegrates in use can cause serious injuries to yourself. An improvised axe will never be as good as a manufactured one, but serves for cutting wood, breaking doors, and in combat, it's absolutely lethal in downward strikes. Build 15. Portable weapons. Kit materials needed. Small backpack or bag. Multiple small, portable weapons organization system. Quick, easy access. Step 1. Basic arsenal selection. Assemble a kit with an improvised knife, 3 sharp stakes, 33 feet of rope, resistant wire, small hammer, wrench, and components for quick traps. Each item serves multiple purposes. Knife is weapon and tool. Stakes are weapons and part of. Traps, rope, and wire are fixation and trigger components. Step 2. Organization by urgency. Items you need to access instantly go in external pockets. Knife and hammer. Items for building defenses go in internal compartments. Practice grabbing each item with eyes closed. In nighttime emergency, you won't have light to search. Your fingers need to know exactly where everything is by touch. Step 3. Redundancy. Have backup of critical items. To small knives, not one. Multiple wire rolls. Several extra feet of rope. If you lose or break something, you need immediate replacement. Step 4. Manageable weight. Complete kit shouldn't weigh more than 11 pounds. You need to be able to carry all day without exhaustion. Each item needs to justify its weight by utility. Step 5. Training and familiarity once a week. Completely empty the kit. Build each weapon from scratch using the components. Time yourself. Can you build a functional spear in less than 5 minutes? An alert system in 10 minutes. Deployment speed can be the difference between being protected and being dead when you arrive at a new location. You now have knowledge to build complete arsenal from nothing. But knowledge without practice is useless. And practice without correct mindset is dangerous. Principle 1. Build before you need IT. Don't wait to be in danger to start building weapons. You need time, calm, and ability to test. Mid-attack is not the time to learn to tie knots correctly. Dedicate time regularly to build, test, and refine. Build multiple versions of the same weapon until you completely master the process. Then teach other people. Shared knowledge keeps more people alive. Principle 2. Constant maintenance. Improvised weapons degrade fast. Wood cracks, ropes rot, wire rusts. Inspect everything daily. Reinforce knots. Reapply tape. Replace damaged components before they fail completely. Have a system. Every morning, 15 minutes checking equipment. Every night, 15 minutes preparing defenses. Routine. Saves lives because it guarantees you're never caught unprepared. Principle 3. Contextual adaptation. Urban environment has different resources than forest. Abandoned buildings offer metal and tools. Forests offer wood and natural materials. Learn to quickly evaluate any environment and identify usable resources. Train your brain to see potential in everything. That pipe piece, staff or spear shaft, that curtain rope, trap system, that leather belt, shield strap, everything is a resource. Principle 4. Legality and ethics. Obviously, this guide is for extreme survival or apocalyptic scenarios. In functional society, many of these weapons and traps are illegal and ethically problematic. Use common sense. The knowledge is for emergency, for when authorities no longer exist, for when your life or your loved ones' lives are in immediate risk with no other options, not for resolving daily conflicts or intimidating people. Principle 5. Stress training. Practice building weapons under adverse conditions, in the dark, with cold, with hunger, tired. Because those will be the real conditions when you need them. Time yourself. Can you build a functional spear in less than 10 minutes in total darkness? Can you mount an alarm perimeter in 15 minutes while exhausted? If not, practice more. Principle 6. Energy efficiency. In the apocalypse, calories are precious. Don't waste energy building elaborate weapons when simple ones work. A well-made basic spear is superior to a complex device. That consumes hours of construction. Prioritize efficiency, shortest construction time, greatest durability, least necessary maintenance. These are the criteria for good survival weapons. Principle 7. Confrontation psychology. The best weapon is one you never need to use because its presence avoids confrontation. Show your weapons. Make it clear you're prepared. Most human predators look for easy victims, not uncertain fights. Confident posture with visible weapon turns away more problems than hiding everything. You want potential threats to see that attacking you will have high cost. Principle 8. Always have an exit. Even with all weapons and defenses, always maintain clear escape route. Don't corner yourself protecting resources. Your life is worth more than any equipment. Build defenses that protect, but don't imprison you. Always have alternative path only you know. In worst scenario, abandon everything and flee. You can build new weapons, can't resurrect. Principle 9. Mental documentation. Memorize these processes completely. Don't depend on having this guide available. Practice until you can build each weapon from memory, in the dark, under pressure. Teach others. Transmitted knowledge is preserved knowledge. Form groups where each person masters different skills. Collective specialization is stronger than solitary generalist. Principle 10. Constant evolution. Never stop improving your techniques. Each weapon you build should be slightly better than the previous one. Learn from mistakes. Adapt based on real experience. The apocalypse isn't a static moment, it's constant evolution. Threats change, resources change. You need to change too. Mental flexibility is the ultimate weapon that no guide can fully teach. Practical closing. You now know how to build spears, staffs, knives, shields, traps, and defense systems from scratch. You have knowledge to transform any environment into an arsenal. But here's the final truth. Tools are useless without will to use them. Weapons don't work alone. You need the determination to defend your life when necessary. Practice, build, test, refine, repeat. Because when the world crumbles and you're alone with only the resources around you, this knowledge is the difference between victim and survivor. Now grab a piece of wood and start building. The apocalypse doesn't warn when it arrives. If this guide was useful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Share with whoever you want to see survive, because shared knowledge saves lives. And in the end, that's what it's about, keeping the maximum number of people alive for the maximum amount of time. Now go, build something, test something, learn something. Your survival depends on it. Tenter novamenio Claude Pod Cometer Eros, Confira Semperes. Respostas.